Any other questions? Okay.
Back to our Constitution, Pastor. We have a clause in our Constitution that states that if we vote to transfer out to another Lutheran church body, we will maintain the title to our property. It has to be recognized by ELCA as a Lutheran church body. Is AFLC so recognized?
Yes. Is your background ALC or LCA?
LCA.
No, prior to ELCA, is it LCA? Okay. And we have had congregations from both ALC backgrounds and LCA backgrounds that have withdrawn from the ELCA and become a part of the AFLC. And to my knowledge, there's never been a congregation that has been denied the right to their property in that process.
By the way, Tom, we did check with our synod prior to doing this comparison that the AFLC was one of the ones that they recognized. So we did check with the synod first. Yes, they're all recognized by the synod. Yes. Out of the churches that left the ELCA to become AFLC, are they growing now in numbers?
The individual congregation?
Yes.
I had breakfast this morning with a young man in Elizabethville, Pennsylvania. Well, I had breakfast with him in the neighboring town. He's the pastor of that congregation in Elizabethville, which is the name of that congregation is Salem Lutheran. And that congregation is a growing congregation today. I was in a congregation a week ago last Sunday out in South Dakota. The name of that congregation was Sing Sauce. It's not barbecue sauce, it's Sing Sauce. It's a Norwegian name that's there. They were established in 1874, and two of the ladies told my wife in conversation a week ago last Sunday, they said this congregation was all but dead when it withdrew from the ELCA and became a part of the AFLC. And that Sunday, we were there for the installation of their pastor. There were probably just about 100 people in attendance in that congregation. That's not a typical Sunday. There were a lot of visitors there, but they are running 40 to 50 on Sunday morning now, where they were 8 or 10 about 6 months ago. So 2 congregations where that has happened, and both congregations are growing. The one in Elizabethville, Pennsylvania, the pastor told us this morning, he said when he first came, he said it was the church council and the leadership of the congregation was very old. And today, he said, all of the leadership in the congregation, except for 2 on the church council, he said, are younger than myself. And I don't know, Pastor Minnick is probably mid-40s, but younger people that have stepped up and have taken hold of the leadership. And he said, the older people will say yes to anything they ask because they are so happy to have the younger generation taking the leadership role.
Any other questions? Going once? Thank you very much, Pastor.
You are very welcome. Let me tell you this before I quit. There's a very familiar passage of Scripture in Jeremiah chapter 29. And it goes like this. I know the plans that I have for you, says the Lord. Plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future to hope. Your church and your congregation is His work. And He has given you the promise of His word that He will bless and He will do. And of course that it's always contingent, if we're going to experience the blessing of God, to be obedient to Him in what He calls us to do. And so I have been praying for you. I will continue to pray for you as a congregation as you make your decisions and as you seek to follow Him. May the Lord bless you in special and unique ways that you haven't even guessed about yet.
Thank you. Yeah, I'd like to close in prayer.